All right, guys, this is Alfred Telefero. He averaged 7.5 points a game. He made 51 out of 153 point attempts. He led the Vols to a 24-13 record and a Sweet 16 appearance. We have Antonio Barton, the senior point guard. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm good, man. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, guys. Now, Antonio's had a good season. We all know that, but we really want to get the real scoop on Antonio Barton. A couple questions that you didn't see answered throughout the season. We're just going to ask him a couple questions. Now, Antonio, for those who don't know, what led you to UT? You played at Memphis for 3 years, and what made you transfer to the University of Tennessee?
I had a good feel for the coach. He talked to me during the whole transferring process, and I was able to communicate with some of the teammates, and it felt like it was a good place to be, so that's why I came.
And it was down to Maryland, Texas A&M, and Tennessee, right?
Yeah, and Syracuse.
In Syracuse. Was it just the connection you had with Tennessee over everyone, or did any of the other teams' players, you know?
It was just more so a vibe I had with the whole team and the coaches. Like I said, the whole time I was going through the whole transferring process, they were reaching out the most.
Was there any player that stood out, what they said to you in general?
More so Jerron and Jordan. They were just telling me they want me here a lot, and we can make a big difference if I was there.
Now, you know, we all talk about what you do and how you got to this point, but a lot of people don't know. A lot of young men don't know the hard work it takes to play at a D1 school and obviously have a career like you had. What can you say? We know you're from Maryland. What can you tell someone that's trying to, you know, work on their game, how to stay motivated? What motivated you?
My motivation was my mother. She was a single parent. She raised 3 kids on her own, so just seeing her struggle every day and not being able to have stuff that I wanted that the other kids had, that kind of was my motivation. Then I had a daughter at an early age, so I had to grow up real fast.
Now, one of those kids was Will Barton, your brother. What has he told you? Does he keep in contact with him throughout the season? Does he give you anything to, you know, tell you about being motivated and keep it going hard?
He just keep telling me play my game, just go out there and give him all, and I'll be in a couple years where he at.
Now, how hard is it growing up with a brother who's obviously just as good as you, playing that competitive nature? Is it competitive in the household? Was it to your advantage, or was it a disadvantage with both you guys being so competitive?
A lot of people are surprised that because we're so close, we never fought, but we always was competitive at everything we did. We just was a real close brother. I mean, like, just the furthest we ever been apart from each other, we always eyesight next to each other my whole life. So him being there and me being here, it was hard, but we got to adjust to it.
Now, we're going to actually transition to the season itself. One of the games that stood out to me was against Vandy, that one of those last home games when you guys were really picking it up. You knocked down 5 or 7 3-point shots. When your shots falling like that, what is it? Coach, give me the ball, or is it team, you know, stressing to your teammates get you the ball, or you just still flowing with the offense?
The type of bond we had as a team, like if one guy on, you don't even have to tell them to give you the ball. They're just going to find you wherever you're at on the court. It's just one of those games when you see 2 or 3 go in, you just know the rest is going to fall every time. Now,
we speak about you guys getting so hot late in the season. What can be attributed to that? Was it Cuonzo's job status being in question, or what got you guys so hot at the end of the season?
We just came close together. We was going through a lot of adversity. People saying we weren't going to make the tournament, and hearing coach was going to get fired, we didn't want to end it that way. Me being the senior and a couple other guys being the senior, we didn't want to go out like that. So we just came together, and it just made us closer.
Now, you spoke about your teammates. What about them are you going to miss the most?
Just the off-the-court stuff. Nobody knows what we do off the court. A lot of people, we have a lot of fun. A lot of these guys are complete characters behind closed doors. So I'm just miss that bond that we always have.
What's next for Antonio Barton?
Right now I'm in the process of trying to find an agent. I'm meeting in a couple cities with a couple of organizations so I can sign. And next, I'm just get ready for the draft.
Antonio, now speaking of your game, what do you think you need to improve on the most going to the next level?
I'm more so my strength. I can improve on all aspects of my game. I don't think I'm to the point where I'm just complete perfect. So I'm just trying to work on everything on my game, my speed, my ball handling, and more shooting, so I can be the best of my ability when I get to the next level.
Now, we talk about what's bad, what you need improvement on in your game. What's already there? What can you tell a GM or a team? You draft me, or you take me, you pick me up. That's already there. That's not a question.
My heart and my fight. Growing up, I would never I wasn't settled with being denied.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like being denied or being told no, so I'm going to fight for whatever I got.
I think I heard you say in one interview, you always been doubted, or you always had that question mark about you. Is that just that big of a fact? You said you brought up your kid that you had. Going forward, is that what you're going to use, throughout your career, those same factors that when you were little?
Of course, like I said, just being up, my brother always older than me, and he always got kind of the spotlight, so I haven't always been behind, doubted. But I like proving people wrong, so I just use the negativity and what people have to say as motivation.
How do you think your game is going to translate at the next level?
I think it should fit in right. The NBA is more pick and roll and a slow-paced game, so I'll be able to slow it down, and there's a lot of open shots depending on what team you play, so I'll be able to get a nice look and knock down my three-point shot.
Now, I watched you at Memphis, and I obviously watched you here this season. When you're hot, it seems like usually we're winning. Is it something about you being just the three-point shooter that you are, obviously, and the playmaker you are being at the point guard position? Is it, your verbal communication? What is it that when you're rolling, it just gets the whole team going?
It's just the energy I bring.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm on, I like to pump the crowd up, get my teammates going. So they just feed off of that, and we just get on the rolling streak.
All right, man. Another question we wanted to talk about. We wanted to bring up this run you guys had in the tournament. Y'all got hot, man. Can you speak to a little bit of the performance you guys had, your run, and how it feels now that it's over? Or what was that feeling like, when it being over?
It was a good feeling. I mean, just the first I ever went playing with a team, but it was hard. I mean, we went from one city to our first game we played in Dayton. We finished the game at like 1 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
We got on the plane at 2. We got to the next city. I said 4 in the morning. Went to sleep and had to be back up at like 9 to practice. So it was a hard grind. We didn't get no rest, body aching. But we just came out and just gave it our all on the court.
How different was it for you? You said you never had been to that with any other team, with Memphis, of course. How big different was it with the media and all that going around you? How was it, and how were you able to stay focused?
I just had to block that stuff out. People were making a big difference because when we were playing at my former team, they were in the same building, and they lost before us, so people were making big deals about me and being able to advance and them not. But I kind of blocked that stuff out and just focused on my game.
Now, in North Carolina, you were in the same facility with Memphis. Was there any little back and forth between you and the Tiger players or anything like that? Or is it just still,
It's still love. I've been with those guys for 3 years, so they still like my brother. Hopefully we were trying to meet up with them. It didn't work out that way, but I'm still happy for them on the season they had.
Was this season a success for you and what you thought you were going to get into coming into the season?
It was complete success. Me being here, just everything I wanted, and just what I expected when I came here. So it ain't ended the way I wanted it to end, but I still had a good season overall.
Now, we talked about your season and we talked about your expectations. You said you're going on to the next level. What will you miss about college?
Honestly, just basketball.
Basketball.
I'm not no school person.
Really?
I don't like school that much.
But you already graduated and got your degree, so all that's out the way. You just ready to move on.
That's it. I'm gonna miss school, the fans. I'm gonna miss basketball and the fans, but not too much of just schoolwork.
Hey, I heard that. That is it, you guys. We have Antonio Barton. We want to thank you again for coming out and interviewing with me.
Thanks for having me, man.
This has been Alfred Telefero. This is another interview. We are out.